Hi everyone, it's Kristen Burt for the Web Files. Now today we're at the Voicecaster in Burbank, where not only do we have Lee Buckley and Juan Bagnell from Movies You May Have Missed, but this is a very special episode. I'm appearing on their show, and they're appearing on mine, and they're going to tell us all about the world of podcasting. Let's hear what they have to say. Okay, I want to thank you guys for joining us here at the Web Files.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, Movies You May Have Missed. We've got Juan Bagnell and Lee Buckley. Now, for those of our viewers that have no idea about your show, let's tell them all about it.
So, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Movies You May Have Missed, where we talk about movies you may have missed.
The whole premise of our show is what movie do you love that none of your friends have seen? And everyone can answer that question.
Yeah.
We do positive-only reviews. If we don't like the movie, you're not going to hear about it from us.
No. If we're talking about a film, it's because we liked it.
It can be, in Juan's case, old, black and white, pretentious movies.
You play polo, go yachting, are an excellent hunter, and are seen with the most attractive debutantes in California.
Yeah, I am that guy.
And sometimes, in my case, sort of a more visceral throwaway movie. But it can really be anything that falls into that category of an underwatched movie that you think is worth your time.
You thought of the idea. Was Lee already in the picture at that point? Or?
Oh, we'd already been talking about it.
We'd been mouthing off to each other for years about stuff we should do.
Yeah, we should do that thing.
Yeah, let's get that started.
What's the stuff? You know, like
meet next week.
Production meeting, and then we'll sit down, we'll nail it down, and we'll do stuff.
I could have filled a binder with failed project concepts. So this became sort of the, dude, let's just actually do it.
Yeah.
3 people and a camera in a living room was
pretty much all we
Well, and your sort of obnoxious array of microphones.
He's the audio guy. This is you got a whole bunch of equipment.
We get a lot of crap for this guy, but he is a great little mic. We've been reviewed, and they didn't like our old-timey microphone. But this prop. They thought it was a prop, but this is practical. It is functional. We're actually using this to help you fill out some of the sound on this episode today.
Good. See, it's very useful then.
I think he's a great little mic.
Something about the sound of my own voice that fascinates me.
Podcast sort of was the foundation, I think, for web series to really come to be and where it is today.
No, definitely.
So for you guys, why get into the whole podcast business?
I was really inspired by, This Week in Tech, Dignation. I'm a big Vaynerchuk fan. And we were looking at other movie shows, and everyone was tackling new releases and movies out in theaters. And there were all these gems that, legitimately, I would go and talk to my friends about them. And I just felt like these movies needed a little love.
I like the idea. Makes me feel good.
Are you finding a domestic or an international audience? I think that's kind of interesting.
The initial run of our show just spread completely out of California and sort of was like radiated that way. But lately, we've started getting a lot of viewership in the UK. We've started tackling a lot of Europe.
Most of the emails I've been getting on my sort of like send in an email, win something, or give us a movie recommendation, which is leetheladiesman@gmail.com. Really, have been. I have like 5 or 6 in the last couple of weeks, which the from is just Cyrillic, just these Russian names. I have no idea what they are.
Well, I don't understand.
I would say about 1/3 of our viewers are people legitimately trying to find new movies, and 2/3 of our audience are people who are crazy movie fanatics.
Have you ever danced in the tropics?
Our commentary is a little more on the adult side, so obviously
I think
no
you
kids.
dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, we're definitely PG-13 at least.
At this point, we just go ahead and mark every episode
with explicit language. Yeah,
because no one knows what Lee said.
How about the length of podcasts? Because we're starting to see a shift in web series in that, before 5 to 7 was kind of standard, sometimes even shorter than that, and people are starting to see longer and longer episodes, and the audience is actually willing to stay for that.
That was something I had to learn in this process too, because I come from a 5 to 7 crowd. But it seems like in the podcast world, and I went in with this assumption that we were going to.
Well, I did too. I was really I want 8 minutes. That's what I want, and that's when we're going to bounce out.
I thought it was a good idea at the time. Now I'm not so sure.
And we never made it. We never made 8 minutes. We always ran long. And the only comments on the length of the show we've gotten were, hey guys, it's too short.
Yeah. I feel we kind of locked in on this idea of 15, 16 minutes. And around there, I think anything longer than that, and we're overstaying our welcome.
May take me a little time, okay, but I get what I want.
It's more about just putting out a good quality content that you can keep up with realistically, that you can keep up with regularly, and engaging your audience.
Everyone is trying to figure out a way to monetize. Where do you see your show going?
Would we love some sort of, I don't know, sort of Revision 3 style sponsorship deal? I think that would be fantastic. But really, I think our biggest draw right now is just how collaborative our audience has already become.
Yeah.
We're getting incredible movie recommendations from people. We're getting people starting to produce content for us, talking about films, writing their own reviews. And that's, I think, been the most incredible step.
Now, I appeared on your show, special crossover episode, dun dun.
I felt it was a very good show.
Mildred Pierce is what I brought. I'm an Oscar geek, so for me, it was just pure heaven. I know you liked it, but I was a little worried about you, Lee.
Well, that's because you picked an old black and white movie.
I did, and I'm on the
standing
pretentious
reputation.
side.
If there's one thing I can promise you, it's that if I don't like the movie you picked, you're going to hear about it.
Hey, stop you!
Now, we're all going to do this episode on the same day, right? We're going to launch my very special Movies You May Have Missed, along with the web files.
This is a day for rejoicing. It certainly is.
Juan and Lee, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here on the web files. Now, once you guys are done watching the web files, make sure you tune in to Movies You May Have Missed for our very special episode. I'm on their show, and we're reviewing Mildred Pierce. I'm Kristen Burt. This episode of the web files is now closed. We'll see you next time.